Time now, 6:47 on your Thursday, checking in at the U.S. Capitol. We are joined this morning by Senator James Lankford. Senator, good morning, and thank you for joining us as always. We appreciate it.
Good morning and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Merry Christmas as well. All right, starting off with the response to the Bondi Beach shooting that happened at a Hanukkah celebration over the weekend. 15 people killed, dozens injured. You are an outspoken advocate against anti-Semitic attacks and discrimination, going as far to say this attack happened, quote, as a result of rising anti-Semitism left unchecked. Sir, I know you're a man of faith. What else can we be doing to protect our friends of the Jewish faith here at home and across the country?
We've actually taken active steps on the federal level and adding what's called a nonprofit security grant, allowing a lot of our Jewish temples and synagogues and such to be able to strengthen and harden their facilities, just like we've had to do with schools. It is extremely painful that we have to do that, but we need to do that to be able to protect our schools and our houses of worship. But honestly, what's going on right now is a rising anti-Semitic conversation that's happening all around the country and all around the world, where it continues to be able to blame Jews or to be able to attack individuals because of their Jewish heritage or faith. That is something that we as Christians and as just individuals, as Americans, need to speak out against and to say we do not belittle people based on their faith or their heritage, regardless of what it is. And we definitely push back when people begin to threaten violence on it. People should be able to live and worship and practice their faith in private and in public without fear. And so I do speak out on that often, and I'm going to continue to be able to do that because I think it's important for people to be able to live free.
I know our colleagues here at 2 News really appreciate that sentiment. Wednesday, the Senate passed the fiscal year 2026 National Defense Authorization Act, sending the annual defense bill to President Trump's desk. It will strengthen our national defense and champions all service members, including those from Oklahoma. I want to include this. You pushed to secure the E3, E7 program at Tinker Air Force Base after pressure to eliminate that program. How are you feeling now that this is hitting President Trump's desk?
I think he will sign it, and I think it'll be very, very important. There, we had about $230 million that actually worked to be able to get into Oklahoma facilities, into the structure of what we're doing in Oklahoma to protect national defense. People lose track of how important the Oklahoma bases and post is to the entire national security. So it's important that we be able to maintain those. A couple of things, as you mentioned, the AWACS, we're used to seeing that giant plane flying around with the disc on top of it. There's a new version of that is coming out. We're retiring the older E3. The E7 is coming on board, and we've got a transition. We work to be able to make sure that transition is actually happening, and we maintain the E3 in that time period. But we also work to make sure civilian hiring can go faster on our military bases. This is really important for Tinker, and it's really important for McAllister. Both of them have a lot of civilian hiring in those facilities. And so we want to make sure that process goes much faster for them, that if people want to be able to serve their nation in uniform, they can, or people to be able to serve their nation as a civilian, they can also do that as well and get there faster.
We are already halfway through December. Hard to believe, but many already have eyes on the end of January due to talks of another possible government shutdown after just experienced the longest in our country's history so long ago. What are your thoughts going into January?
Yeah, really frustrating that we had a government shutdown at all. I actually have a bill that's preventing government shutdowns. I've worked on this for years now, have bipartisan support to be able to get this through. Last time we brought this up in the last session, we had 57 votes for it in the Senate. We need 60 to be able to move it. So I continue to be able to work to say, let's end government shutdowns forever. If we get to the end of January, my desire would be Congress would just stay in continuous session, both House and Senate, every single day until we solve our budget problems. But federal workers and the American people wouldn't feel it. They'd be held harmless in this process. I think that's a much better way to have the fights that need to happen in Congress dealing with our budget deficit, but also make sure other people aren't affected by that, and definitely the nation is not affected. So we're working through appropriation bills even today as well, trying to be able to get some of those done to get ahead of that January deadline. If we can get all those up today, that will make a big difference to be able to prevent that shutdown possibility even next year. And then hopefully long term, we can actually get the extra 3 votes to be able to make sure that we never, ever have a shutdown ever again.
Hard at work leading up to the Christmas holiday. Sir, we appreciate your time as always. You are always welcome here on 2 News Oklahoma. We so appreciate it. Wishing you and your family and loved ones a very Merry Christmas. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas to everyone as well.
Merry Christmas. All right.